Good evening, everybody. Good evening, of leaders, distributors, and whoever have tuned in for today's Zoom meeting. First of all, we thank you very much for being with us today because we know that today is 20th and we are around the corner of the Christmas season. Uh, Many people has already gone back home to the village to join their family, and we are very thankful that you may be with us and take this 2 hours precious time to understand how the gut health is going on. So today we have two topics. The first topic is going to be presented by me, a guide to gut health, the health of intestine. After that, we have a new trainer who's going to talk about a new products, uh, Greenwood Blueberry Probiotics. This is a very new product that is very popular in China region and also in some of the Asia, Southeast Asia and South Asia countries. So, okay, um, this is going to be the last presentation, last training, last Zoom meeting for year 2025. Uh, in the next year, in 2026, we are going to change the way we present. So actually, next year, we are going to have a very interesting way, the group discussion. We're going to invite the local trainer to join us. So three or four of us are going to have a group discussion of a topic of the health and the products. And also we'll invite you to join us with the Q&A session. So first of all, please allow me to share the screen. I'm going to share about the first topics, the gut health. Just give me one moment. I somehow changed the system of my computer. All right. Okay, first of all, we should understand a term. Normally, if you read an article or read about some very scientific uh, materials, that you may come across a term, the gut microbiome. Actually, we call it bacteria. For ordinary people, we just call it bacteria. Sometimes you may find me say good bacteria, bad bacteria, beneficial bacteria, or pathogenic bacteria. They mean actually the same. So we introduce this term. What is the gut microbiome? The microbiome in of gut or in of intestine, they mean the same. So the human gut uh, microorganisms are found throughout the length of the human gastrointestinal tract, from the mouth to the rectum. So the density and the composition vary according to anatomical site and various impacting factors. In the large intestine, conditions are favorable for a dense microbial community. Most of the microorganisms are anaerobic. Anaerobics means they hate the oxygen. So we call them the anaerobic organisms. The human gut microbiota, there's another term. Actually, it also means the bacteria is esteemed to encompass 10 trillion to 100 trillion. My goodness, that is a big, big number. Residence microorganisms. This number is often quoted as 10 times higher than the number of human body cells. However, more recently, the ratio is said to be closer to 1 to 1. So let us put it this way. We have a lot of cells in our body. People said we have 60 trillion cells, 60 to 100 trillion cells. And we also have 60 to 100 trillions of bacteria in our gut. So almost the same number of cells. So the human microbiota is composed primarily of bacteria from either phylum Bacto Bacteroides, mostly the Bacteroides or Prevotella species that are gram-negative. In their gram-negative and gram-positive, two groups of bacteria, or the firmicutes, mostly the Clostridium and Lactobacillus species that are gram-positive. The majority are strict anaerobes. Anaerobes means 97% of all bacteria in our gut hate the oxygen. They cannot live in the condition with too much oxygen. They can only live in the condition where there's no oxygen at all. Mostly belong to the phyla Firmicutes, 64%, and also 23% Bacteroides, and 8% of the proteobacteria, and only 3% the actinobacteria, and very low numbers of the phyla Fusobacteria or Oracle microbiome, and only 2% of the TM7 are also present. The fungi and archaea comprises less than 1% of the total gut microbiota. If the terms a little bit unfamiliar to you, it doesn't matter. So we just understand the majority of gut bacteria hate the oxygen. And some of them, they are good bacteria, and very few of them are bad bacteria, all the bacteria that can cause diseases. So if you understand this, that's perfect. Now, let's talk about mutual beneficial or mutual beneficial relation between gut microbiome and health. So gut microbiota differs in composition between individuals and within individuals with age and development. More than 1,000 species are identified, while a person on average carries 160 species. The anaerobic bacteria exceed by 2 or 3 orders of the magnitude the facultative anaerobic and aerobic bacteria. Certain bacteria tend to be adherent to the mucosal surface, while others are predominant in the lumen. The establishment of the human gut microbiota starts early in life before birth. So the gut microbiota has co-evolved with the host. So the gut microbiota plays an important role in the normal functioning of the host organism. The benefits are mutual. The microorganisms are supported by the food we eat and play a key role in health throughout human life. Next to digestion, they are involved in establishing the human immune system, the defense against the pathogens, and endocrine system and mental health. Disruption of the normal equilibrium may induce the metabolic and brain-released disease. Most microorganisms reside in the distal part of the human gut, which means the colon, as they play a role in the digestion of residual substrate. They contribute to their host in the synthesis of vitamins, especially vitamin K and B12, thiamine and riboflavin and folate, and essential amino acid. Fermentation products of dietary fibers and carbohydrate such as butyrate, propionate, and acetate. They are all the short-chain fatty acid. They act as major energy source for the intestinal epithelial cells and may therefore strengthen the mucosal barrier. Other metabolites include the sedentary bile acid converted from the primary bile acid, metabolites generated from meat-derived choline and L-carnitine, and other lipids including the conjugated fatty acid and cholesterol. Inflammatory bowel disease, obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancer are correlated with changes in the composition of the gut microbiota. So from now, we understand the bacteria in our gut is not only related to the health of gut only, but it is closely related to so many diseases, from the mental disorder to, the chronic diseases like cardiovascular diseases, obesity, type 2 diabetes, to even cancer. So that means if your gut bacteria is good, is balanced, you have limited risk of having these diseases. But if your gut microbiota or your gut bacteria goes imbalanced, then you run high risk of getting those diseases. Okay, so let's take a look at the direct gut related diseases. The gut microbiome is the vast community of trillions of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microbes living in our intestines. We now understand it acts not just as a passive bystander, but as a virtual, forgotten organ that is essential for our health. The link to disease arises when the balance of this community is disrupted. This is a state or condition known as dysbiosis. Dysbiosis can mean a loss of beneficial microbes and overgrowth of harmful ones, or a loss of overall diversity. So here's a breakdown of the key links between the gut microbiome and virus diseases categorized by mechanisms. Number one, direct gut-related diseases. So this is what this slide shows, talk about. These are the most intuitive links where the primary problem occurs in the gut itself. So the first one is inflammatory bowel disease, or including Crohn's diseases and ulcerative colitis. So patients with IBD consistently show a different microbiome composition compared to healthy individuals, which reduced diversity and an increase in pro-inflammatory microbes. So these microbes can damage the protective mucus layer of the gut, allowing bacteria to interact with the immune system in the gut wall, and trigger the chronic inflammation. So this is the first category of disease. The second category of disease is the irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. So while not an autoimmune disease like IBD, IBS is strongly associated with gut microbiome shift. Certain bacterial species are linked to gas production, bloating, and altered gut motility, leading to diarrhea or constipation. So people with this kind of disease, sometimes you find them that they have constipation, but after certain days, they start having the diarrhea. The post-infectious IBS can occur after a gut infection, suggesting a long-term change in the microbiome. The third categories of the disease is colorectal cancer. Some bacteria, such as certain strains of E. coli and the Fusobacterium nucleatum, can produce toxins that damage the DNA or create a pro-inflammatory environment that promotes the tumor growth. So if you have too much of this kind of bacteria, people have higher risk of colorectal cancer. So this is the direct colon disease or direct gut disease. The second type of disease people suffer from are metabolic diseases. The gut microbiome plays a crucial role in how we extract and store energy from food. So first of all, obesity and type 2 diabetes. So the gut microbiome of obese individuals is often less diverse and more efficient at harvesting the energy from food. So these bacteria can break down the dietary fibers into short-chain fatty acids, which are generally beneficial. But an imbalance can also promote fat storage. They also influence insulin resistance, a key driver of type 2 diabetes. So let me put it short. They absorb more sugar from our food and store more, absorb more sugar and more fat. So make people obese. And also it makes us less sensitive to the insulin. So we call this condition the insulin resistance. And this is the main factor contributing to type 2 diabetes. The second disease, cardiovascular disease. Certain gut bacteria metabolize nutrients like choline and L-carnitine found in the red meat from the beef, from the pork, from the mutton into a compound called the TMAO. High levels of TMAO in the blood are a strong predictor of the plaque buildup in arteries. So we give this disease a term, the atherosclerosis, and increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. So some bad bacteria does these things. So make another type of chemicals increase in our gut, and these chemicals make us suffer from the atherosclerosis. The third type of diseases is liver disease. So a leaky gut allows bacteria products like the lipopolysaccharides to travel via the portal vein. We have a kind of a blood vessel directly connect of gut, the intestine, small intestine with the liver. So, um, all the food we digest go directly from the portal vein to the liver. So if we allow the bad things like the lipopolysaccharides to directly go into the liver, this trigger inflammation and can drive fatty liver diseases, cirrhosis, and even liver cancer. So that is why I think, years ago we talk about, some people, they look very thin, skinny, but they still, have the fatty liver disease. Not the fatty liver disease is not only a disease belong to the, obese people. No, not at all. So if something wrong in your gut, especially the bacteria, then even if you're skinny, you can also deliver the fatty liver disease. Okay, so this is another kind of categories of disease. The third categories of diseases is neurological and psychiatric conditions through the gut-brain axis. So the gut and the brain are in constant communication where the vagus nerve, the immune system, and the microbiome metabolize. First of all, the disease is anxiety and depression. Gut bacteria produce a vast array of neuroactive compounds, including serotonin. Actually, about 90% of the body's serotonin is made in the gut, only 10% directly from the brain. GABA and dopamine. An imbalanced microbiome can alter the production of these chemicals, influencing mood and behavior. Chronic gut inflammation can also signal to the brain, contributing to depressive symptoms. So actually, whether you're happy or you're anxious or depressed, not depend on, majority on your brain, but actually depend on your gut. And the gut depends on your food, what food you eat. The second type of disease is autism. I think, a lot of people know this. Autism spectrum disorder normally occurs in children and teenagers. Many children with ASD have significant gastrointestinal issues. Research suggests that the microbiome in some individuals with ASD is different and may contribute to symptoms through the production of metabolites that affect brain function. This is a very active area of the research. Then the third kind of disease is Parkinson's disease. This is a leading Actually, it's a leading course of disabilities in adults. A leading theory suggests that the pathological protein alpha-synuclein, which clumps in the brains of Parkinson's patients, may actually start misfolding in the gut and travel to the brain, where the vagus nerve. Constipation is a very common early symptoms, years before motor symptoms appear. Okay, let me turn this medical jargon into common words. As for people who have Parkinson's disease, we observe that their nerves actually develop a special protein under the microscope. At the beginning, we believe that this protein only occur in the brain, but actually now we understand no, they actually first form in our gut, and then they travel to our brain through the vagus nerves. You got it? Okay. And the next categories of diseases, immune disease and autoimmune disease. So the gut microbiome is fundamental to educating and calibrating of immune system. About 70% of immune cells reside in our gut. First, allergies and asthma. The hygiene hypothesis suggests that a lack of early childhood exposure to the microbes, leading to a less diverse microbiome impairs immune system development, increasing the risk of allergic disease. A healthy gut microbiome promotes regulatory T cells that help tolerate allergens. So what does it mean? It means that if you grow in villages or in farms, you will have less chance of allergies and asthma. But if you grow in big cities, metropolis, then you have higher risk of allergies and asthma because during your childhood, you are not exposed to those allergens. So, you know, we don't have good education and training by of gut to of immune system. Actually, it's the gut who trains of immune system. So this is very interesting. So the next one is uh, multiple sclerosis. Oh, rheumatoid arthritis. A specific gut bacterium, Prevotella copri, has been found in higher abundance in some new onset rheumatoid arthritis patients. So it's thought that the dysbiosis can lead to a leaky gut, allowing the bacteria components to enter a bloodstream and trigger an autoimmune response in genetically susceptible individuals. So those people who have a specific strain of bacteria may suffer from rheumatoid arthritis. The next one is multiple sclerosis, another type of autoimmune diseases. Studies show that the multiple sclerosis patients have a distinct gut microbiome compared to healthy people. Certain bacteria can activate the immune cells in the gut that then travel to the brain and attack the myelin sheath, the envelope of neurons, mimicking the disease process in animal model. Also, the culprit is bacteria. Type 1 diabetes. The development of this autoimmune condition in children has been linked to early life microbiome composition. A less diverse microbiome in infancy may fail to properly train the immune system, leading it to attack the insulin-producing cells of the pancreas. So this is another type of disease, the immune disease and autoimmune disease. Now, let's talk about our products. So we talk about so many diseases. Then what products that can help to build a good microbiome, good bacteria in our gut? Number one, mucilagers. I know that this is product doesn't doesn't it's not present in the market in some of the countries, but I know in West Africa, in some countries, we do have these products. Okay, let's talk about mucilagers. So this is products rich in plant source dietary fiber. The soluble fiber and insoluble fiber absorb water as they pass through the digestive system, adding significant bulk to the stool. So this combined action prevents constipation by making stool larger, softer, and easy to pass. So this reduces straining, which can help prevent hemorrhoids and diverticulosis. A significant portion of fiber is fermentable, meaning it acts as a prebiotic. So your gut bacteria ferment this fiber, using it as their primary food source. The gut microbiota transform complex indigestible molecules such as the dietary fiber and mucin into short-chain fatty acid. Acetate can cross the blood-brain barrier and reduce the appetite via a central homeostatic mechanism. So acetate stimulates the colonic epithelium to improve the epithelial integrity. Propionate and butyrate affect the peripheral organs indirectly by activation of hormonal and nerve systems. So the short-chain fatty acid decrease colonic pH, decrease the accumulating cholesterol, inhibit the growth of pathogens, stimulate water and sodium absorption, provide energy to the colonic epithelial cells, and prevent the high-fat diet induce obesity by stimulating fat oxidation. So what that does, it says. So it says that actually, if you eat the mucillus, it actually can feed the good bacteria, and the good bacteria can produce a lot of good stuff. We call it the short chain fatty acid, and the short chain fatty acid feeds the cells of your gut, and decrease their pH. So the lower pH allow the good bacteria to grow, and also make you to absorb less fat, less cholesterol, and less pathogens. So by doing this, it helps you to maintain healthy body weight. Okay, so this is the male cellulose. So you may tell me, okay, we don't have male cellulose enough market, but do you have chitosan? Okay, so if you have chitosan, then chitosan can be a very good substitute to the mucillus. So first of all, chitosan is a sugar. It's a polysaccharide derived from the shells of the crustaceans like the shrimp and the crabs. It's widely known as a weight loss supplement due to its, the purported fat-blocking abilities. Its benefits for colon health are less direct than new cellulose, but are supported by several interesting mechanisms. First, binding and removal of harmful substances. Chitosan is a unique, positively charged polymer, which gives it a powerful ability to bind to negatively charged molecules. So binding fats and bile acid. Chitosan can bind to dietary fats and bile acid in the small intestine, preventing their absorption and carry them to the colon for excretion. Also, it benefits for colon. The bile acid, if not efficiently reabsorbed, can be metabolized by some gut bacteria into the secondary bile acid, which are known to be irritating and potentially carcinogenic to the colon lining. That is to say, if you don't absorb the bile acid, it can produce some chemicals that cause cancer. So by binding and removing the bile acid, chitosan may reduce this exposure, and also binding toxins and heavy metals. Chitosan's positively charged also allows it to bind to various negatively charged toxins, including the mycotoxins from the mold and heavy metals, so facilitating their removal from the body where the colon. And also antimicrobial activity against the pathogens. Chitosan, this is actually a double-edged sword. It requires a nuisance understanding. So chitosan's positively charged interact with and disrupt the negatively charged cell wall of many bacteria, leading to cell death. Selective action. Some research suggests that chitosan may have a more pronounced effect on bad bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella than good bacteria. So this could help rebalance the gut microbiota in favor of the beneficial species. Because it is antimicrobial. High dose or prolonged use of chitosan could potentially disrupt the overall balance of the gut microbiome, similar to mild antibiotic. So this is why moderation is key. Let me put it this way. Chitosan can kill some of the bad bacteria, but you can't take chitosan for too long. After you finish one bottle, you got to stop because if you continuously consume chitosan, it will actually kills most of the bacteria in your gut. And also it has prebiotic effects, feeding the good bacteria. While chitosan is not a classic fiber, it is a non-digestive carbohydrate. So this means it passes through the small intestine intact and reaches the colon, where it serves as a prebiotic, a good source for beneficial gut bacteria. Certain bacterial species in the colon can ferment chitosan and produce the short-chain fatty acid. So I suggest if you use chitosan for, let's say, controlling your body weight or a toxification, that's good. After you're consuming a bottle of chitosan, you got to shift to other products. For example, if you want to have a good detoxification, you can use the clear Changjingjing solid beverages every 3 months or every 6 months together with the chitosan. So you don't detox your body again and again. I mean constantly. So you detox it, it stop for 3 months or 6 months, and then you go for the second detoxification. Also, if you want to control your body weight, you can use mycellulose, and you can drink we can have two herbal tea. One is the pro-sleep tea, and the other one is ink cleansing tea. So after you use one bottle of chitosan, you go for ink cleansing tea. Okay, so let's go to the next one, blueberry super nutrition. First of all, blueberry super nutrition contains the rice protein. Protein consumption positively correlated with overall microbiome diversity. So consumption of the rice protein may increase the gut commensal bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, and decreases the pathogenic uh, bacterias, the bacteria. So, and also the plant source protein leads to increase in intestinal short chain fatty acid levels. So consuming more animal protein enriches the bad bacteria. But if you're consuming uh proteins that comes from the plant source, it actually increases the good bacteria in your gut. Also, this product contains the fructose oligosaccharide. So you got to think the fructose oligosaccharide as a specialized fertilizer that only feeds the good bacteria, the beneficial plants in your garden. Well, the garden is your gut, while starving out the weeds, the harmful bacteria. So by doing this, they selectively fuel for the good bacteria and starve the bad bacteria. And also, they have the selective fermentation. Once in the colon, they become food. However, not all bacteria can digest the fructose oligosaccharide. Beneficial bifidobacteria and lactobacilli possess the right enzymes to ferment the fructose oligosaccharide. So that you see, the good bacteria loves it. They have the enzyme to ferment it. And let's talk about the blueberry anthocyanins. Blueberry anthocyanins act as prebiotics. So this is one of the most directive ways anthocyanins can help, like the fiber and fructose oligosaccharide. Anthocyanins are mostly not absorbed in the small intestine. They travel to the colon largely intact, where at the colon they become food for your gut microbiota. So good bacteria, particularly from the bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, they are very efficient at utilizing the anthocyanins and they break down products for energy. So this selective feeding promotes the growth of this beneficial bacteria, leading to a healthier microbiome balance in your gut. As the good bacteria thrive and outcompete the potentially harmful species. And also, they're metabolized into bioactive postbiotics. So the real magic happens when your gut bacteria digest the anthocyanins. Your gut bacteria metabolize the complex anthocyanins molecules into smaller, simpler, and more easily absorbed components. The most important of these are phenolic acid and other small phenolic metabolites. So these postbiotic metabolites are then absorbed into your bloodstream, where they exert their potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects throughout your entire body. Uh, Sorry? Okay. Uh, I have to. Sorry, doctor. You got to mute yourself. Otherwise, you disturb other people. Okay, let's go back to of anthocyanins. There's a magic occurred,
You're likely also angry with Aurora regarding our hand.
Okay, let's go back to of anthocyanins. After you take the anthocyanins, it travel to the colon where they are eaten by bacteria, and the bacteria turns it into smaller, more easily absorbed substance called the phenolic metabolites. And then this phenolic metabolites goes into the bloodstream and play roles as antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agents. Okay, so by doing this, it reduces the gut inflammation. So a healthy gut flora is a less inflamed one. So the short-chain fatty acid and phenolic metabolites produced from the anthocyanins help calm the immune system in the gut so they can suppress the production of the inflammatory cytokines. So this is particularly important for managing conditions like the inflammatory bowel diseases. So we talk about several bowel diseases which are inflammatory. So that is why eating the blueberry super nutrition can help to suppress the infection of your gut. Also, the American ginseng, because it contains ginsenoside, we all understand because we have ginseng RHS. Ginsenoside does a lot of things. First of all, it is an antioxidant. Secondly, it is also prebiotic. It means that it feed the good bacteria and control the bad bacteria. And also, the ginsenoside, when it reach in of gut, there's a two-way relationship. The ginsenosides themselves are poorly absorbed by the human body. However, your gut bacteria metabolize these complex ginsenosides into smaller, more bioactive compounds like compound K. So these secondary metabolites are much more easily absorbed and are responsible for many of the ginsen's systematic health benefits. So your gut's flora essentially activates the ginseng. We all know that ginseng is anti-aging. It improves the energy flow in our body, and also it is a very good immune booster. But some distributor may find that some individuals after taking ginseng, it works very well. They almost cultivates the efficacy immediately. But for some other individuals, after they eat the ginseng, after they take the ginseng, you see that nothing actually happens. So a lot of people shift to Ganoderma and cordyceps. Uh, do you agree with me? So actually, it's not that, ginseng doesn't, is not as effective as Ganoderma or cordyceps. It's because ginsenosides need good bacteria to turn them into easily absorbed substance, compound K. So if you don't have good bacteria, or if you good bacteria is less, believe me, you actually waste money by consuming ginseng. So first of all, you need to change your the gut bacteria before you take ginseng. All right. So the good way is give them the clear Changjing or give them the Chitosan or Cellulose or blueberry super nutrition before you recommend ginseng to those bodies. Okay, very good. Now let's talk about another start products. The clear Changjing. We talk a lot of these products. So this blend works by creating a favorable environment for a healthy gut ecosystem through a prebiotic, protect, and prosper approach. Yeah, I like this. Uh, let's see. Let's repeat this. Prebiotic, protect, and prosper. Okay, first, prebiotic. It feed the good bacteria and, control the bad bacteria. Protects and soothes. It calms the inflammation and protects the gut lining. Prosper and balance. It helps the beneficial bacteria thrive while suppressing the harmful ones. So if you remember these three words, it helps you a lot to understand what Changjing does. Okay, do I need to repeat? Uh, It's actually prebiotic and it protects and it prosper. So first of all, powerful prebiotic fuel core. This is the primary mechanism for directly feeding and increasing the beneficial bacteria. First, inulin. Inulin is a soluble fiber. Well, this is a well-researched prebiotic. It passed the gut and digest it to the colon, where it serves as a primary fuel source for beneficial bacteria like the bifidobacteria and lactobacillus. So this leads to a significant increase in their population. Secondly, there's another chemicals called the oligosaccharide. It is a bit strange to us. So this is a potent low-dose prebiotics. So xylo oligosaccharide, exceptionally effective and selectively promotes the growth of the good bacteria and also suppress the bad bacteria. And the third one is barley shoot powder, rich in chlorophyll, vitamins, and enzymes. Well, not a classic prebiotic, but its fiber content and nutrient density can support the overall microbial environment. So chlorophyll, in particular, may have mild detoxifying properties that supports a clean environment for flora to thrive. So this is the prebiotic fuel core, the three components. Now let's talk about the gut lining support in anti-inflammatory herbs, the licorice root, the dandelion, and the circin herba circe. So first of all, licorice soothes the inflammation. Its active compounds like the glycyrrhizin have potent anti-inflammatory effect on the gut lining, help to calm conditions like leaky gut syndrome. And also, it promotes the secretion of mucin, the gel-like substance that forms a protective barrier between the gut lining and the microbiota. And let's see the dandelion. Dandelion act as a gentle beta tonic, stimulating bile flow. Healthy bile flow is essential for proper fat digestion and can help maintain a balanced small intestinal environment, preventing the bacterial overgrowth. The Herbaceae, uh, it traditionally used for its anti-inflammatory and homeostatic properties, so it can stop bleeding. This suggests a role in soothing the micro injuries and reducing irritation in the gut lining. Okay, when these three work together, so what they do? So it repairs the injuries of your intestinal walls, and also it reduces the inflammation. So it protects your wall lining. So this is the gut lining support. The number three mechanism is indirect support and systemic harmony. So this includes goji berry, chrysanthemum, and the abamine peptide. Actually, likely from the egg white. So these ingredients support the gut ecosystem by reducing systemic stress and providing fundamental nutrients. Number one, goji berry. This same ingredients exist in the kidney tonifying for men and kidney tonifying for women. So it is rich in oxidants and unique polysaccharide. Goji berry polysaccharides have been shown to act as prebiotics, also feed the good bacteria and control the bad bacteria. The chrysanthemum is a flower. It's a classic herb for cleaning the heat and reducing inflammation. So what does the internal heat or the evil heat mean in traditional Chinese medicine? Actually, it means the chronic inflammation. So it is anti-inflammatory properties. Albumin peptide provides easily digestible amino acids that are crucial for the repairing, and rebuilding of the gut lining itself. A strong gut lining is imperishable for a healthy microbiome. So do you know that, of gut lining, actually the cells die after, let's see, 7 days or so. So, the new gut cells are going to replace the old and dead one. So, for the new cells to develop, we need nutrients, especially the amino acid. So actually the albumin peptide provides the essential amino acid. So you can see that with the different mechanisms. So this clear Changjing actually is not only a colon detoxifier, it repairs and it protects of the gut lining, and also it supports the development and repair of gut lining. Okay, and also it feed the good bacteria and control the bad bacteria. So how to use these products? So distributors frequently ask me the same questions. Am I going to use the clear Changjing Jing constantly? So no, actually, if you buy clear Changjing Jing, you see that one box contains 6 sachets. You take the 6 sachets. You can always start from half sachet because different individuals have different sensitivity toward this product. For example, like me, I cannot consume the whole sachet. So I'm very sensitive. So half sachet is good enough for the whole day. So when do you take these products? Before breakfast, when you have an empty stomach. So you pour half sachet of the powder into a glass, and then you pour warm water. Always use warm water, because if you use hot water, it's going to kill the nutrients in these products. And then you mix it and you drink it immediately. After that, after half an hour or 1 hour, you can take your breakfast. So you'll find that after several hours, to me, after 3 to 4 hours, I start going to the toilet. So I start having the bowel movement. So these products give me 2 to 3 good bowel movements in a day from the day one. Excuse me, from day one I consume it. But if you tried it and you find that half sachet is not good enough for you, especially for those people who have stubborn constipation, so you may go for 1 sachet. So if somebody has a very stubborn colon, then you can go to 2 sachets in a day. So it depends on the sensitivity of these products by each individual. Okay, let's go to the next one. After this, you got to shift to, I said that after using Chitosan or clear Changjingjing, eventually you got to shift to ink cleansing tea. Okay, this particular blend of chrysanthemum, bulbous lily, apricot kernel, the exocarpium, citri rubrum, Codi hatoani, and green tea is a sophisticated formulation rooted in herbal tradition, like designed to support the gut ecosystem through mechanisms that directly differ from a standard prebiotic fiber blend. So the primary benefit to gut flora achieved not by directly feeding the bacteria with the fibers, but by creating a healthier gut environment. reducing the inflammation and modulating the microbiome community. So this is often described as a prebiotic-like or microbiome modulating effect. So there's a detailed description of the benefits broken down by the function of each ingredient. Number one, the overall synergistic effect, soothe, clear, and modulate. So this blend worked by soothe and cool, calming the inflammation and heat in the gut. Clear and cleanse, help to clear away the pathogenic bacteria and dampness. So that is why this tea is called the ink cleansing tea, uh, because it cleanses your intestine. Also, it modulates and strengthens, influencing the balance of the microbiome and strengthening the gut defense bacteria. So, okay, let's take a look at the anti-inflammatory and gut-soothing agents. A calm, non-inflamed gut is essential for a balanced microbiome. So these ingredients help create the environment. Chrysanthemum, in herbal medicine, chrysanthemum is known for its cooling and anti-inflammatory properties. So it reduces the systemic inflammation. Number one, Bob's lily. This is a key help for moistening and soothing the dryness and irritation. So it helps nourish the mucous membranes of the gut, providing a protective layer. So a well-hydrated and soothed gut lining is more resilient and provides a better home for a healthy microbiome. Apricot kernel, rich in oils and compounds with anti-inflammatory properties, apricot kernel helps to lubricate the intestines and calm irritation. So this soothing action supports the integrity of the gut bacteria. And number one, antimicrobial and pathogen clearing agents. So actually, the hot Annie, Cardid hot Annie is a powerful broad spectrum antimicrobial. You can consider it's a natural antibiotic that it kills the harmful bacteria. And let's see the green tea. Green tea is rich in polyphenols, particularly catechins. They are very good at soothing the inflammation. Number three, digestive and regulative agents. So these ingredients support the gut's mechanical and functional health, which indirectly influence the microbiome. So the expocarpium citrus rubrin, or we call it the red tangerine peel. It's a classic digestive herb. It regulates qi, or the energy flow, in the digestive system, helping to relieve the bloating and stagnation. So by improving motility and digestive function, it prevents the stagnation of the food and waste, which can lead to the overgrowth of the unfavorable bacteria and fermentation patterns. So how to drink the intestine cleansing tea? Well, 1 to 2 sachets in a day. Use hot water. Okay, so there are many factors that can affect the gut microbiome. Microbiome or the gut flora is a complex and dynamic ecosystem that is influenced by a vast number of factors. Number one, important diet. So you got to eat prebiotic food. Prebiotics means the fertilizer for good bacteria, like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, bananas, oats, apples, flaxseed, and artichoke. Also, there's another kind of food called probiotic. Probiotic means adding the new good bacteria. So this contains the living beneficial bacteria, which is going to be presented by Miss Grace Lee. So we have a probiotic products. Also medications. Antibiotics kills the bacteria. The non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs kills bacteria. Proton pumps inhibitors. So this is normally for people who have excessive uh, stomach acid. They use this medicine. It also kills the good bacteria. Antidepressant, anti-psychotics, and metformin. This kind of medications also, cause the imbalance of your gut flora. Okay, stress, sleep, exercise, manage your stress, sleep well, and regular exercise can help you to develop the good bacteria. Smoking and alcohol drinking can kill the good bacteria and, make the bad bacteria to overgrow. Okay, so all these factors affect your gut microbiome. Okay, so after I explain this, so I also need to mention a little bit of early life exposures. So actually, as a when women give birth to a newborn baby, there are normally two different types. One is lets the baby pass through the birth canal naturally. So when the lady is healthy, when the woman is healthy, so this is very good because by doing this, it's give the first loads of good bacteria to the newborn baby. But unfortunately, some of the ladies have different kind of conditions, so they may use operation, to get the newborn babies out. So once it happens, that the baby doesn't have the early exposure to the gut microbiome. So the early exposure is very important. So that is why I said if you were born and grown up in a farm or in a village, so very possibly you have very good balanced gut bacteria. Okay, and we also said that, certain diseases, obesity and metabolic syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, autoimmune disease, allergies and asthma, and mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and they're strongly linked to the gut microbiota. So this is also can cause a lot of, cause the imbalance of your gut bacteria, and also innate in environmental factors, your genes, genetic factors, age, and geography and environment factors also can cause the imbalance. So when you get old, you tend to have less good bacteria and more bad bacteria. And people living in different parts of the world have different gut bacteria. In conclusion, your gut flora is not static. It changes. Even in one individual. It changes when you eat different food. It changes when you exercise or you're not exercise, or you sleep well or you're not sleeping well. It also changes, when you live in different areas or even when you travel. So I think a lot of us have this kind of problem. Every year we have distributors come to visit us in China. So some of them that explains that for the first few days, 1 or 2 days, that due to the change of the foods, due to the change of the water and environment, they somehow suffer from disturbance in their gut. So it doesn't matter, after a few days, you come back to normal. It's because that, the food you eat has been changed. So the gut bacteria is not used to the food, the Chinese cuisine. So actually they eat a lot of your own food, but all of a sudden, if you change your food, if you change the water, if you change your, environment, so they need a couple of days to get used to it. So, good people. So from now, we understand that you should pay attention to your, diet, your sleep pattern, your exercise, and also you can use the Greenwood products to help you to achieve a balance in your gut bacteria. You can take the mucilus, the chitosan, the clear Changjing, and also the blueberry super nutrition. And even the simplest product is the in cleansing tea. They can all help you to achieve very good uh, balance in your gut. Okay, so after this, we're going to invite Miss Grace Lee to present us a new product, very popular products in China region. And I think, in some of the African countries, also it has been introduced into your market, which is the Greenwood Blueberry Probiotics. So, Miss Grace, are you ready? Okay, let me first set you as the co-host. Now you're the
Okay.
co-host. You can start sharing. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
answer. I'm going to answer the questions after the presentation of Miss Grace Lee. Okay, so leave. You can text your questions in the chat box. So you may start sharing your screen.
Okay. Mm. Wow. Could it with ills, fever, constipation, and diarrhea, but also have no side effects on our bodies. Probiotics are a type of microorganism, and they exist in vast quantities with the human body. Next, let's explore what intestinal microecology is all about. Our bodies have a powerful microecosystem, especially the intestinal microecosystem, which is more significant and complex. The genes of microorganisms are also part of our genes, but they evolve at a faster rate, capable of adapting to the needs of the human body. However, changes in human lifestyles have disrupted the balance of the microbial ecosystem within us. For instance, while antibiotics can save lives, they also kill beneficial microorganisms. Modern people's high fat, high sugar, and low fiber diet habits have caused an imbalance in the ratio of fattening and slimming microorganisms in the body, leading to intestinal diseases and increasing the risk of inflammation in body tissues. The prevalence of cesarean sections and formula milk deprives newborns of the opportunity to inherit beneficial bacteria from their mothers and even raises the risk of infection with harmful bacteria. You look at the data in the picture, we often say that the human body has 16 trillion cells, but you say that there are 100 trillion microorganisms. Then the number of human cells, their weight is about 1 kilogram, or roughly over 2 pounds. Are they all good bacteria? Of course not. Of course not. There are good ones, bad ones, and neutral ones. Let's take a look at the microecology in the intestinal tract. Beneficial bacteria, often termed probiotics, are live microorganisms that confer a health benefit to the host. Their defining characteristics include their ability to support digestive health by aiding in the breakdown of food and the synthesis of certain vitamins, such as B vitamins and vitamin K. They play a crucial role in strengthening the immune system by outcompeting pathogenic bacteria for resources and attachment sites in the gut, and by modulating immune response. Furthermore, beneficial bacteria help maintain a balanced intestinal environment by producing substances like short-chain fatty acids that nourish the gut lining and by helping to regulate gut pH. Harmful bacteria, mainly anaerobic bacteria in relatively small quantities, such as Staphylococcus, Pseudomonas, Proteus, etc., do not cause disease in the host under normal circumstances. However, if their numbers increase beyond a certain range, they can cause infections and lead to illness. The metabolic products of harmful bacteria include ammonia, hydrogen sulfide indole, methyl indole, volatile fatty acids, etc. Some harmful bacteria also produce endotoxin. If this metabolic waste cannot be properly excreted from the body, they will be absorbed by the large intestine wall and enter the bloodstream, circulating throughout the body and affecting various organs. Neutral bacteria, often referred to as commensal bacteria, are the most prevalent and opportunistic members of the gut microbiome. Their primary characteristic is their adaptability. They are not inherently beneficial like probiotic strains, nor inherently harmful like pathogenic bacteria. Instead, they remain neutral and take on a wait-and-see approach, thriving and functioning effectively in a balanced gut environment. However, their most defining trait is their swing-vote behavior. When the gut is healthy, they contribute to overall microbial stability and can even perform some beneficial functions. But if the balance is disrupted, a state known as dysbiosis, the same neutral bacteria can be influenced by harmful bacteria to shift their behavior, potentially exacerbating inflammation or other negative conditions. Therefore, the overall health of the gut ecosystem is critical in determining whether neutral bacteria act as silent partners or silent adversaries. The benefits of probiotics extend across diverse populations, offering tailored advantages based on unique life stages and health status. Let's first look at their effects on infants. Probiotics can quickly establish and maintain a normal intestinal flora for babies. The two major families of probiotics include Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. When there are sufficient amounts of beneficial bacteria residing in the intestines, harmful bacteria have no place to site. The acetic acid and the lactic acid produced by probiotics increase the acidity of the intestines, further preventing the growth of harmful bacteria. Therefore, they are very important for the immunity of infants. This is also why we encourage vaginal delivery, during which beneficial bacteria are squeezed through the birth canal and enter the baby's body. So, for infants, particularly when delivered through breastfeeding or fortified formulas, probiotics are instrumental in establishing a robust gut microbiome, which can reduce the risk of allergies, eczema, and infectious ailments, while also aiding in the development of a resilient immune system. For adolescents navigating the tumultuous years of puberty, probiotics offer a suite of benefits that address their unique physiological and lifestyle challenges. This life stage is marked by significant hormonal fluctuations, which can wreak havoc not only on the skin but also on the gut microbiome, how often leading to issues like irregular bowel movements, bloating, and digestive discomfort. Probiotics help restore microbial balance, promoting smoother digestion and regularity. Crucially, a significant portion of the immune system resides in the gut, and by supporting a healthy gut environment, probiotics can strengthen a teenager's immune defenses, potentially reducing the frequency of common illness like colds and flu, a particular advantage for those in crowded school settings. Furthermore, the connection known as the gut-brain axis is highly relevant for this group. The gut microbiome produces a vast array of new neurochemicals, and a balanced gut has been linked to improved mood and a potential reduction in stress and anxiety, which are prevalent during these high pressure years. For many teens, the hormonal shifts of puberty also trigger acne, and emerging research suggests that certain probiotic strains can help modulate inflammation and improve skin health from the inside out. Finally, as adolescents often experiment with less than ideal diets high in processed foods and sugars, which can disrupt gut flora. Probiotic supplementation can act as a protective measure, helping to maintain microbial diversity and resilience, thereby supporting their overall growth and development during this critical period. For women, probiotics offer a wide array of targeted benefits that extend far beyond the general digestive health, directly supporting unique physiological systems and life stages. A primary advantage is the profound support for urogenital health. Specific probiotic strains, particularly lactobacillus species, help maintain a healthy acidic pH balance in the vaginal microbiome. This acts as a critical defense mechanism, crowding out harmful pathogens like yeast and bacteria to significantly reduce the risk and recurrence of common infections such as bacteria, vaginosis, yeast infections, and urinary tract infections. Furthermore, the influence of probiotics is deeply interconnected with a woman's hormonal landscape. They aid in the metabolism and regulation of estrogen through an enzyme called beta-glucuronidase, which can help elevate symptoms of hormonal fluctuations, such as those experienced during the menstrual cycle, perimenopause, and menopause, including bloating, mood swings, and irregularity. For women in their childbearing years, a healthy gut microbiome is crucial not only for their own well-being, but also for laying the foundation for a healthy pregnancy. Maternal probiotic intake has been linked to a reduced risk of gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, and even passed on immune benefits for the newborn. Throughout a woman's life, the gut-skin axis also plays a role, with a balanced microbiome contributing to reduced inflammation and potentially clear skin. By bolstering the gut immune system interface, probiotics empower women's body to manage stress more overall vitality, making them a cornerstone of holistic female health from adolescence through post-menopause. For the elderly, probiotic supplementation offers a powerful natural strategy to counter several age-related health declines, making it a crucial component of healthy aging. A primary benefit is the restoration of digestive harmony. As the aging process and the frequent medication use often deplete the gut's natural microbial diversity, leading to prevalent issues like constipation, bloating, and indigestion. Probiotics directly address this by reintroducing beneficial bacteria, which enhance gut motility and improve nutrient absorption. A critical function when age-related malabsorption can lead to deficiencies in vital nutrients like vitamin B12 and calcium. Furthermore, with the immune system naturally declining with age, a phenomenon known as immunosenescence, the gut's role as the body's largest immune organ becomes paramount. Probiotics actively strengthen immune defenses by crowding out pathogens and stimulating immune cell activity, thereby reducing the risk and severity of common infections like influenza and pneumonia. Emerging research also highlights the profound connection between gut health and cognitive function via the gut-brain axis. By reducing systemic inflammation and producing neuroactive compounds, probiotics may help support memory, focus, and the mood, potentially offering a protective effect against a cognitive decline. For an elderly population often managing chronic conditions and polypharmacy, probiotics provide a supportive therapy that can enhance quality of life, improve resilience, and promote overall vitality by fundamentally nurturing the core of their physiological well-being. In traditional Chinese medicine, the lung and the large intestine are exteriorly related with lung governing skin and hair. While in Western medicine, the influence of gut bacteria on lung and skin health is a powerful demonstration of the gut organ axis, where the gut microbiome acts as a remote control center for systemic inflammation and immune responses. Regarding lung health, the gut-lung axis functions through immune crosstalk, beneficial gut bacteria train and calibrate the immune system, promoting it to produce balanced levels of immune cells and signaling molecules such as cytokines. A healthy, diverse gut microbiome encourages an anti-inflammatory state, which can help the lungs mount an effective defense against pathogens like virus and bacteria while preventing excessive damaging inflammation. This is crucial for managing the risk and severity of respiratory infections, asthma, and even chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, in short COPD. Conversely, a disrupted gut microbiome can promote a pro-inflammatory state, potentially worsening allergic airways disease and reducing the lung's ability to fight off infections. Similarly, the gut-skin axis operates on parallel principles. An imbalanced gut flora can increase intestinal permeability, leaky gut, allowing inflammatory substances to enter the bloodstream. This systemic inflammation can manifest on the skin as conditions like acne, rosacea, psoriasis, and eczema. Furthermore, gut bacteria are involved in the metabolism of dietary compounds and the production of substances like short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, which help regulate skin inflammation, control oil production, and strengthen the skin's protective barrier. Now, let's explore from three main aspects for better understanding of probiotics functions. You will then realize that probiotics play so many important roles in our body. Firstly, they enhance the intestinal mucosal barrier function and colonization resistance. This effect is manifested in the role of probiotics on cells. Probiotics promote the digestion of cellulose and nutrients, thereby providing energy and substance, short-chain fatty acids, various enzymes, various vitamins, etc., to stimulate goblet cells to produce mucus, penis cells to release defenses, and epithelial cells to synthesize tight junction proteins, regulating intestinal permeability, maintaining the mechanical barrier function of the intestine, regulating and preventing epithelial cell apoptosis. Secondly, they prevent the adhesion and colonization of pathogenic bacteria. The research indicates that some probiotics react with the intestinal epithelial cells to compete for binding sites, thereby inhibiting the adhesion and the colonization of intestinal pathogenic bacteria. Additionally, the surface proteins of probiotics can enhance their adhesion ability to epithelial cells, allowing the probiotics to occupy and colonize the site, thereby preventing the binding of pathogenic bacteria to intestinal mucosal respirators. Thirdly, they enhance the immune response of the intestinal mucosa and the entire system. The probiotics in the intestines can influence the functions of various immune cells such as monocytes, macrophages, T cells, B cells, and natural killer cells in the body through direct or indirect means, thereby playing a role in regulating immunity and controlling inflammation. Approximately 70% of the immune cells in the human body are colonized in the intestines, so they provide strong support for both the mucosa and the immune system. So, what will happen if the balance of probiotics was disrupted? This microbial ecosystem can affect a person's psychology, physiology, emotions, and choices because studies have shown that the intestines are closely linked to the brain, kidneys, liver, bones, skin, heart, lungs, and the reproductive system. For example, when a person moves to a new place or environment, their intestinal function will initially be unadapted and they are prone to constipation. Another example is that a person who often eats junk food or food high in sugar, fat, and low in fiber will become addicted to junk food because there are more bad bacteria in their body. And a person who often eats healthy food will not be repulsed by junk food. Once they accidentally consume spoiled water, meat, or nutritionally deficient food, they will immediately vomit subconsciously because the healthy microbial ecosystem in their body enhances the body's sensitivity. Therefore, the balance of the intestinal microecology is extremely crucial for our health. After all, when the intestinal flora is in balance, it can further reduce the toxins entering the bloodstream and minimize damage to internal organs. And for the immune system, a balanced intestinal flora is of great significance too. In fact, some fermented or pickled foods in our daily diet can have few bacterial effects on our gut flora. However, these effects are limited and are extremely insignificant for the intestines. In the yogurt we drink, many of the bacteria are no longer alive, and drinking it won't have much effect. Moreover, many people don't consume enough vegetables and fruits in their daily lives, which means the beneficial bacteria can't obtain water-soluble dietary fibers and thus can establish a good colonization. Then it is necessary to supplement high-quality live bacteria through exogenous means. Greenwood blueberry probiotics is worth your choice. The first advantage is that it is rich in various probiotics such as Thermophilic streptococcus, Acidophilus lactobacillus, lung bifidobacterium, and Lactobacillus bifidus, which all help to regulate the balance of intestinal flora and exert the beneficial effects of probiotics. The second advantage is the advanced technology it adopts, which is the double layer encapsulation technology. We want the probiotics to be active and enter the human body alive, and they must be encapsulated because the strong acidity of gastric juice and the digestive enzymes it contains can kill and digest most probiotics. As the environment in small intestine is alkaline, those bacteria that are not afraid of gastric acid will also not be able to survive in the small intestine. Probiotics with multi-layer encapsulation technology have acid and alkaline resistance can resist in erosion of gastric acid, and while fully ensuring their activity. The third advantage is that ensures that these active probiotics can actually establish a good colonization in the intestines. In order to achieve this goal, adequate amount are needed. Therefore, our probiotics have a high content with approximately 10 billion live bacteria per bag. The fourth advantage is ease of consumption. You can take it orally directly or mix it with milk or warm water and stir evenly, then drink it all at once. It's convenient for daily supplementation. In addition, except for supplementing probiotics, we also need to provide the intestinal probiotics with food prebiotics so that these probiotics can continuously multiply. For the human body, high-quality prebiotics, when passing through the digestive tract, are mostly not digested by the human body but are absorbed by the intestinal flora. The most important thing is that it only proliferates the good bacteria that are beneficial to the human body rather than proliferating harmful bacteria that have potential pathogenicity. In simple terms, prebiotics are the nutrient for the probiotics in the human body and especially good for the proliferation of bifidobacteria. As the beneficial intestinal bacteria, mainly include bifidobacteria, lactobacillia, etc. After being fermented in the human intestine, bifidobacteria can produce lactic acid and acetic acid, which can enhance the body's utilization rate of minerals such as calcium and iron, and promote the absorption of iron and vitamin D. Bifidobacteria ferment lactose to produce galactose, which is a common component of cerebral side in the brain nervous system and is closely related to the rapid growth of the brain after a baby is born. Bifidobacteria can produce essential nutrients for the human body, such as vitamin B1, B2, B6, B12, as well as iodine, valine, aspartic acid, and threonine. They play an important role in providing nutrition for the human body. Another advantage is that we have also added blueberry powder and blueberry extract in this product. They have anti-inflammatory and antioxidative benefits. Moreover, the water-soluble dietary fiber contained in blueberries is also helpful for the health of the intestinal microecosystem. Also, blueberry anthocyanins are small molecular water-soluble substance that can pass through the blood-brain barrier and the blood-eye barrier and are quite beneficial for cardiovascular health. However, there are still some precautions that need to be noted before or while you are using this product. For example, you need to store this product in a low temperature environment. Take it with warm water and the temperature should not exceed 40 degrees. You need to drink it immediately after preparation. If you are taking antibiotics, undergoing radiotherapy or chemotherapy, experiencing emotional depression, having a weak physique or compromised immunity, it will cause the intestinal flora to be out of balance. You may not receive satisfactory effect after taking this product, as certain intestinal microorganisms such as Clostridium perfringens will proliferate excessively in the intestines and produce harmful substances such as ammonia, amines, hydrogen sulfide, fecal odor, indole, nitrite, bacteria toxin, etc., thereby further affecting the health of the body. While you are taking blueberry probiotics, avoid eating spicy, irritating, and greasy foods. For adults, you can take one bag each time, and depending on the situation, you may take 1 to 2 bags per day. Meanwhile, it is not recommended for infants, pregnant women, or lactating women to take this product. It is better for them to consult a doctor before taking it. So if you want to be healthy, live a long life, stay young, have good immunity, improve cardiovascular and cerebral vascular health, and elevate chronic inflammations, you've got to start by regulating the health of your intestinal flora because intestinal health is a prerequisite of overall health. That's all for today's sharing. Thank you for listening. See you next time.
Thank you very much for your professional presentation. Uh, Now I think it's time for of Q&A section. You may stop sharing the screen, but it's okay. I can see the questions in the chat box. For training materials, I always share the training materials with Mr. Budiman because he has the WhatsApp group with you, so he can share all the materials with you. So you got to be part of the WeChat group, to get the training materials. And then, I see a very good question in the chat box. Do we need to prescribe the 4 products at the same time to individuals? First of all, I don't suggest you use the prescribe because we are not doctors. Um, we are not the healthcare givers. So let us put this way. Yes, it is an art to recommend those products. How to use these products together. What you do is clear Changjingjing goes first. Like I said, that we take half sachet to 1 sachet of clear Changjingjing before breakfast, until you finish the 6 sessions, or until you have 1 or 2 healthy bowel movements every day. So this is the time that you can stop using the Changjingjing. When you're using the Changjingjing, you don't have to use other products because Changjingjing is all-in-one product. Remember, it is prebiotic. It feeds the good bacteria while controlling the overgrowth of the bad bacteria. And secondly, it helps repair and mend the intestinal walls. So it also work as antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory agents. So number one, use the clear Changjingjing. After that, after you finish clear Changjingjing, if you want a complete detoxification, because for heavy metals and some fat soluble uh, toxins, you cannot clear them out in 6 days. It's impossible. Normally, it takes 2 weeks or the whole month to clear them. So you go for the chitosan or cellulose. As for chitosan and mucilage, you don't have to use both because they are both the dietary fiber, but one from plant source and the other from animal source. So chitosan is from animal source and mucilage is from plant source. So you choose one, either one in your market. After you finish this, you can shift to increasing tea. Increasing tea and blueberry super nutrition can be consumed for long. I said that for chitosan, you finish 1 box and that's it. You don't use chitosan constantly. So after finishing 1 bottle of chitosan, you shift to increasing tea and the blueberry super nutrition. These 2 products can be consumed constantly. They're very safe. There's no herbal ingredients because I see that one question is that if an individual cannot use the herbal ingredients, I can tell you that the blueberry super nutrition is completely free of any herbal ingredients. All the ingredients of food. So if for those people who cannot use any herbal ingredients, you use the blueberry super nutrition. And if you're okay with the herbal ingredients, you go for intestine cleansing tea and blueberry super nutrition. So this is how you use those products. And I also see an interesting question. Most people are battling the problem of smelly mouths. First of all, dental hygiene is or oral hygiene is very important. The use of herbal toothpaste twice in a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. Also, we have a probiotic toothpaste. I'm not sure whether it is introduced into the African market yet, but we do have a probiotic toothpaste in Greenwood, China region. This is very good. It helps you to balance the good bacteria and bad bacteria in your mouth. So can help you to have a fresh, smell. Also, we have blueberry candy, right? We have blueberry candy, and we have now we introduced almost 8 candies, probiotic candy, Ganoderma candy, ginseng candy, probiotic candy, different kind of candies. All these candies share one common properties that they keep you, have a fresh smell in your mouth. So, but if you don't have any candies in your market, you can go for spirulina. Spirulina, also spirulina or propolis plus. Added these products can help to, kill the bacteria, the wrong bacteria, which is the Helicobacter pylori. This is a certain kind of bacteria strain that contributes to ulcers in your stomach and bad smell. So you can use this either Propolis Plus, or you can use the Spirulina Plus capsule for this. So you can always find of the record or the video of this presentation, the Zoom meeting, in the youtube.com. So you log into the youtube.com and search for Green World Official. Then you can find all these videos of training. Let's see, okay, I answered this question. What can be prescribed to someone having diarrhea, running tummy for more than 6 months? Okay, running tummy, very possibly due to different causes. Number one, bacterial infection. So first of all, you need to let them go to a hospital to give us a clue what caused the diarrhea. Is it caused by bacterial infection or amoeba infection, or any of this infection that can cause diarrhea? So for this kind of infection, you go for the natural antibiotics. Also, we have garlic oil, very good for intestinal infection. Propolis Plus, also very good. Even chitosan. Chitosan also has the antimicrobial properties. So these 3 products you can take for infectious uh, diarrhea. Also add zinc tablets. Zinc tablets is very good for repairing, the epithelial cells of your intestinal walls. So use 1 or 2 of the natural antibiotics of Green World plus the zinc tablets. So if I were you, I either choose garlic oil plus chitosan plus zinc, or you can use propolis plus plus the chitosan plus zinc tablets. Okay, the treating for cancer, I've already sent it to Mr. Budina for this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, we have you have your mobile app, right? We also upload these presentations in PDF format onto the your mobile app, Greenwood mobile app. So if you have that, you can also download the training materials with the PDF format. Is your chitosan from crustaceous shell or mushroom from crustaceous shell? Mm. Okay, this is also very excellent, Dr. Vento. Thank you very much for your contribution. Of chitosan is from the crustaceous shell, the shells of the lobster or the crab or the shrimp, not from the mushroom. So if anybody is allergic to seafood, be cautious to recommend this product. And which medication should not be taken together with chitosan? Okay, let me see that chitosan has a very powerful properties of bind the nutrients or the chemicals because it's positively charged, so it tends to bind with the negatively charged substances. So, if you are taking any products together with chitosan, potentially chitosan will bind with some of the nutrients. and reduce the efficacy of the products. So actually you won't get the desired result you plan to. So in this case, no products can be taken together with chitosan. But if you want to take, let's see, 2 to 3 products or even 4 products, and one product is chitosan. Now you need to give 2 hours difference, between taking the chitosan and other products. For example, if you're taking chitosan for control your body weight, you take chitosan before meal, 1 hour before meal, and drink plenty of water. Then you can take other products 1 hour after the meal. So now, you don't have any problems. So in one word, you don't take chitosan together with other products. Don't put chitosan, the capsule, and other capsules, and throw them into your mouth. So this is not recommended. But if you have 2 hours interval, and that is okay. So what can we give to someone whose eyes, retina is swollen? Retina is swollen, and now she can't see. Retina swollen. That means, any diseases cause the retina, uh, this is very rare. Normally, retina suffer from degeneration instead of inflammation. Now, this is a serious problem. She must be on medication. And meanwhile, she can use, or he or she can use the blueberry products, especially the blueberry eye care soft gel. This is #1 choice. So if you don't have eye care soft gel, you go for other blueberry products like blueberry juice or blueberry super nutrition or even blueberry anti-aging can work as long as it contains blueberry. So this is the products we can recommend, but that patients must be on medication because this is the first time we know that, the retina is swollen. That means infection in the retina. Can chitosan stop angiogenesis in cancer patients, and how? Actually, it is said or research has shown some of the angiogenesis property in chitosan uh, because it activated the natural killer cells. We have, the macrophages, in our immune system, we have immune cells, we have the neutrophils, we have the, different lines, innate cells, and adaptive immune cells. So actually, chitosan somehow activates natural killer cells, which is by nature, it can identify the cancer cells and, engulf the cancer cells. So this is generally understand as the angiogenesis of the chitosan in cancer patients. So what age of children can take chitosan? Most of products must be taken after 14 years old, especially chitosan, because it binds with nutrients. So normally we recommend a teenager above 14 years old to take chitosan. And when the child is taking chitosan, remember to give the supplement of the basic nutrients like the multivitamins, or give him or her the blueberry products to supplement the minerals and vitamins, because chitosan, I said, chitosan's chelate or bind with the nutrients. What can we prescribe to someone having diarrhea? Okay, I answered this question. So thank you. What can you give to a person who is sensitive to green purple? I answered these questions. So why does chitosan cause constipation? Very good. Chitosan absorbs water. It can absorb from 10 times to 20 times of its body weight, of its own weight of water. So if you take chitosan, but if you don't drink adequate amount of water, the chitosan in your intestine will absorb almost all the moisture and water and cause constipation. So this is a very good question, and a lot of distributors ask. I give chitosan because I want to, correct the constipation of that individual. But after that, it seems that the constipation gets worse. So always drink adequate amount of water. What does adequate amount of water means? For of ordinary people, if you don't live in tropical area like West Africa, like in Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, very hot and humid, then you should drink at least 1.5 liters of water every day. But if you live in that area, in those areas, you got to drink 2 liters of water every day because you sweat a lot. So for those people, you give chitosan, you recommend chitosan, you always ask them to drink at least 1.5 liters to 2 liters of water per day. Is there any interaction between chitosan and antiviral medicines? Any products or medicine possibly could interact with chitosan. So if you are also on medication, if you are taking medication, always have 2 hours, minimum 2 hours interval before you're taking chitosan and other medication or other food supplements. Green Herbal, I missed your answer to that question. Please repeat. Oh, so if any individual is sensitive to any herbal ingredients, we talk about in this presentation, we talk about myocellulose, we talk about chitosan, we talk about clear Changjingjing soft drink. We also talk about ink cleansing tea and blueberry super nutrition. So among those products, which products contain the herbal ingredients? Definitely ink cleansing tea and intestine and the clear Changjingjing. So both these two products contains herbal ingredients. So forget about these two products. Go for myocellulose. Myocellulose is a completely dietary fiber. It likes that you eat maize plus yam plus the dietary fiber from your food. So it's just pure food. Chitosan is also pure food, but comes from the seafood, from the lobster, the shell of the lobster and the shrimps. So they can also use it. It's not a herbal, but make sure that that individual is not allergic to seafood. Also, the blueberry super nutrition, it doesn't contain herbs. It contains food. Blueberry is a kind of fruit. You eat the berries, right? It's fruit. It's not herb. So blueberry super nutrition is very uh safe for that individual. So you go for myocellulose or chitosan or blueberry super nutrition. Okay, so thank you very much. I think this is going to be, can type 2 diabetes take chitosan? Oh, of course. Chitosan actually bind with the sugar, some of the sugar, not all, of course, in your intestine and some of the fat. So it reduces the absorption of sugar and fat into the bloodstream. This is what exactly we want in people with type 2 diabetes, right? And also, chitosan is believed to correct the insulin resistance in individuals with type 2 diabetes. And also it is good to control body weight because we know that, obesity is directly linked with the insulin resistance in type 2 diabetes. So definitely type 2 diabetic can take chitosan. It's a very good product for diabetic. All right, so I think, I got to thank you very much for tuning in today. And this is going to be the last Zoom meeting before Christmas. Oh, okay. Doctors, thank you. You have a lot of good questions. Can a woman 48 kg take chitosan? Obviously, if this is an adult woman and not too short, it means that her body is not up to the standard inner weight. So let's not give her chitosan. So, if she has constipation or if she wants to detoxify herself, you can give her let's see, ink cleansing tea let's see, and not to give her any products. Chitosan is considered as the fat magnet. It's going to help her to reduce more body weight, right? So if she has constipation, give her neocellulose or give her the intestine clean, intestine cleansing tea or the clear Changjingjing. Clear Changjingjing within 6 days can correct her condition. Can one use products after expiry date? Normally, we don't recommend people use any dietary supplement which is after expiry date. But I have to answer you another questions. Uh, Expiry dates, make sure that before that date, we guarantee the quality of the products and the safety and quality. But it doesn't mean after 1 day or 2 days, then, after expiry date, then this product becomes toxic or harmful. No, it doesn't mean that. So let me put this way. You can't recommend products, supplements that, or even any food which is after the expiry date to your clients, to your customers. No, because this is against the regulations, or if the law doesn't say this, but at least it's against the regulations and general practice. But let me put this way: if I buy products, but I forget, and then these products expired, let's say for 10 days, for half a month, so it's okay. I can consume it. No problem, but not too long. Generally, after 3 months, we don't recommend you to consume. What can you recommend for dementia? Dementia is the mental illness. First of all, we go for direct products that's good for, the brain health. The ginkgo biloba, number one. Deep sea fish oil, which provides the EPA and DHA, and also lecithin, which also a structural component of nerve system. So numbers 4, you can choose any of the blueberry products. And today, from today's presentation, we understand that of gut health is directly linked to mental health. So in the long run, for example, I'm okay, I don't want to release, but it's okay. A lot of people know me. A lot of distributors know me very well. I'm about 50 years old. So my mom has dementia and my dad has Parkinson's disease. And I carry the wrong genes from both sides. So for me to prevent both this disease, I can start using any of these products. Um, or I can start using the products for gut health. Actually, I'm already on gut health products, the probiotics, because it helped me a lot. I'm overweight. I'm very frank. I'm overweight, and then I have a little bit high blood sugar because my dad's family. This type 2 diabetes runs throughout my dad's family. All my aunties and uncle. I have 4 aunties and 4 uncles. All of them have diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and my grandma died from type 2 diabetes. So, I carry all these wrong genes. So, I start using the probiotics to, balance my gut flora to prevent, these diseases. My clients are male aged 32 years with a height of 5.2 meters. I don't believe this. Okay. How can a person grow? Normally 1.8 meters, 1.9 meters is very high. 5.2 meters. Okay, I had a constant body weight of this, even after using 3 bottles of Cheetos. And what could be the alternative? Oh, inches. Okay, okay, overweight. Then, the whole package of obesity. New Slim product, New Slimming capsule. New Slimming capsule is a very good product. New Slimming capsule plus Chitosan plus either in cleansing tea or Pro Slim tea, and also I think this product is also very good, and also you can add the one of the omega-3. Excuse me, deep sea fish oil or lecithin, sorry, because lecithin is emulsifier that can, dissolve the fat and let the fat metabolize in your body, and the omega-3, which can carry the bad cholesterol and triglyceride and help you to metabolize this. And you can add one of the liver products, either go for liver gin or you can go for hypersure because it is right in the liver that the triglyceride and the cholesterol are being metabolized. So those are the products that you can choose from. Okay, thank you very much. Can someone with liver issues and serious constipation use Clear? I tried giving my clients, but she's puking. Okay, for serious liver, yes, she can use, but because somebody is very sensitive with these products. So if she's sensitive with this, you can go for the mild one because clear changing is a very actually, we hold have the detox camp and slimming camp. Within 3 days, people may lose 2 to 3 kilograms with these products. So then you can go for the mild one. You can go for ink tea, very mild and good products. And use Livergen or Hepatensure for liver problems. It was good interaction. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Vandal. I appreciate your professional questions because I believe those questions represent most of the questions, of distributors may come across dealing with their customers. Okay, thank you so much. And thank you very much for tuning in for today. This is going to be the last Zoom meeting before the Christmas. So the next presentation will be after the New Year's Day. So here, okay, one more question. Someone with pacemaker use of products. Be very, very careful. Yes, they can use, but since they are on medications, the blood thinner medications. So when you recommend omega-3 or when you recommend cardio power, you must be very, very careful. So anything that can cause the blood thinning, including the cardio power, including the omega-3, which is deep sea fish oil, you must be very, very careful. Uh, Before giving the products, ask, consult the doctors. Can I have your contacts, please? You can always meet me. Okay, I can type it here. You can always meet me here. I can type my okay, you can send emails to me. So thank you very much. Once again, Merry Christmas to you. And the next time when we meet again is going to be after the New Year's Day in the new year. And I'm going to change some of the style of presentation somehow. Next year we are going to invite the local trainer to join with us. The local trainers from Kenya, from South Africa, and even anyone from you, if you would like to be part of this. So, we plus 2 or 3 trainers together, we're going to, after we present this, how to say, the topics in a very simple form, we're going to go for a group discussion, in a freestyle. So, the trainers will ask questions and, we will have Q&A sections in, with a group discussion. So I hope this is going to make it is more interesting and more attractive. So thank you so much once again. Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year. Well, it's a little bit too early, but not too early. So you can admit yourself and see thank you and good night to each and every one of us, including Miss Grace Lee. And we're going to see you in year 2026. So good night and enjoy your weekend
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank
Good night.
you. Good night.
Thank
Thank you,
Bye.
Madam
Thank
Rain.
you.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas, everyone.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Miss
holidays.
Leslie, Miss.
Oh,
Good night,
Rain.
everyone.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.
Merry
Good night.
Christmas. See you in
Merry
Night, everyone.
2026.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Night, Madam Rainy.
Bye.
Bye.